We're not really doing this again with all these defensive injuries, are we?
You are Locked On Lions, your daily Detroit Lions podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Good afternoon, everybody. On a Monday, it is Matt Dery, and this is Locked On Lions on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. On a Monday, October the 6th, and a Tuesday, October 7th. Thank you for making us your first listen and checking us out wherever you get your podcasts. If you are new to the show, you know this, or maybe you don't know this. We have been doing Locked On Lions since 2016. We are your daily Lions taste. We are your daily Lions snack. We are your daily Lions information station. Come find us Monday through Friday, wherever you get your podcasts, on our Locked On Lions YouTube channel, on Sundays after games. We were with you yesterday after the Lions took care of business over the Cincinnati Bengals 37-24. And today, we are brought to you by the good people at Mazda. Like our players, we sweat every detail because when you make every move count, pulling off the unexpected is only the beginning. Stay tuned later for highlights in this week's Moving the Game Forward, Mazda, Move and Be Moved. Follow us on all social media platforms at Locked On Lions, on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok. We got the PFF grades from today, top 5 and bottom 5 Lion performances on offense and defense from yesterday's win over the Bengals. We got to discuss the special teams, which has been really good as of late, and the Lions are going to have to lean on that unit even heavier here the next couple of weeks, having to face the likes of Patrick Mahomes and Kansas City, and then Baker Mayfield and Tampa Bay. We'll get into Dan Campbell for a second. WSHD. We still have Dan, but we got to start with defense. The Lions are 4-1. The Lions are an elite team. The Lions are one of the top 3 teams in the league. Nobody's undefeated anymore. Lions, you could argue, for power rankings that'll all come out tomorrow, could be number 1 after Buffalo lost, after Philly lost. But today it's like, wait, we can't even celebrate on Victory Monday after beating the Bengals? Think about this for a second. At the start of the season, the Lions had 5 cornerbacks that they felt really good about. DJ Reed, Terran Arnold, Amik Robertson, Ennis Rakestraw, who they thought was going to take a big jump in year 2, and Khalil Dorsey, who they really were high on. Those 5 guys. DJ Reed, out for the next 3 weeks, maybe longer. Terran Arnold, according to Dan Campbell today, out for a long time. Not season ending, but a long time. Amik Robertson, thumbs up. We still got him. And it's Rakestraw, done for the year. Khalil Dorsey, out for a while. What? Is this like a bad joke? Is this 2024 Grim Reaper and Black Cloud hovering over us again? You got to be kidding me. 4 of the top 5 corners done for a while. I mean, the DJ Reed hope with the hamstring is that he returns in a few weeks, maybe after the bye. But we're down to Amik Robertson, Rock Yassin, Avonte Maddox, Trey Flowers, who was signed off the street last week, and Nick Whiteside. And I guess Lauren Strickland. Might as well get Rod Strickland. Maybe I need to have some Grit City whiskey. I mean, last year, losing all of those guys on defense, losing Hutchinson and McNeil and Barnes and Davenport and Carlton Davis got hurt and Anzalone got hurt and Rodrigo got hurt. It was like guy after guy after guy getting injured. They were left at the end of the year with barely any scraps in their playoff loss on defense to the Commanders. And you went into the season going, man, you're excited about this cornerback room. You already have the best safety tandem in the league in Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph. And Curb had another interception yesterday. Branch had another big hit. Plays so well. And now you're down to 1 of your top 5 cornerbacks. and you're not even into week 6 yet? Oh my God, dude. So yes, Dan Campbell lauded Terrion Arnold for what he called likely his best game of the season yesterday in the team's win over the Bengals. Now, Terrion had a struggle in the first half, got a couple of penalties, holding calls. I think it was one pass interference and a hold. The hold, of course, negated the safety by Aiden Hutchinson. But Dan Campbell liked what he saw from Terrion Arnold. He said he saw improvement. And now Campbell's saying today that the second-year cornerback and former first-round pick out of Alabama will be out for a long time. When asked if it was season ending, Campbell said he didn't know yet, but said it would be a while. Adding on yesterday, quote, he was very competitive. I thought he was calm. I thought he was cool. And I thought this was one of the better games he's played in a while. I thought he was really good, Campbell said. PFF didn't agree, and I'll tell you about that in a second. But regardless of whether or not you think Terrion Arnold is a stud or a stiff, we got to do stud or stiff maybe tomorrow. We've done it in a while. And PFF doesn't grade him well every week, and he's not lived up to the expectations 20 games into his career, or whatever it is, 22 games into his career. But regardless, he's still a former first-round pick and a starter. You're asking Rock Yassin, who was dumped by the Colts, dumped by the Niners. He's played well. Don't get me wrong. I like what Rock has brought to the table. He has gotten better. Looks like Darius Slay a little bit in that number 23 Lions uniform. But you're asking a lot of a guy that hasn't started in years to all of a sudden become a regular starter in this league and play almost every down. Amik Robertson is a beast. I love that guy. If I could get a Lions jersey right now, I would get number 21. I love that kid. He's a feisty fighter. You put him on the inside, you put him on the outside. All Amik Robertson does is make plays. I'm a big fan. So I'm fine with him. Avonte Maddox is a guy that I don't want playing cornerback. I'm sorry. I watched him the last few years in Philly. He's more of a safety now. And who knows with Trey, not Trey, the former Patriot and Lion, Trey Flowers, Trey Flowers. This is Tre Flowers. Nick Whiteside's never really played in a real NFL game. He's played in the preseason. Lions, I think, are going to have to make some kind of a move. Do they call 35-year-old Stephon Gilmore, who's currently waiting for the phone to ring, and see if he's interested? Does Brad Holmes pick up the phone and call bad teams? And you know what I mean. You call teams right now that are willing to make a move and a deal and dump players. Cleveland Browns suck. Call the Browns and ask about Greg Newsome. Greg Newsome's on the last year of his rookie deal. He's on his 5th year option right now. No long-term deal. Greg Newsome is a pretty solid NFL cornerback. John Macaroon pointed out on Lions on SI and Detroit Sports Podcast. Rasul Douglas. Yes, he's made the rounds. Yes, he's been on every team in the league, it seems like. Philly, the Bills, now the Dolphins. He's on a 1-year deal for cheap money. The Dolphins are going nowhere. Their coach is going somewhere. He might be heading to unemployment soon. But Miami yesterday blew a huge lead against a bad Carolina team. Maybe you call the Dolphins about Rasul Douglas and you send a draft pick over there. But the Lions and Brad Holmes have got to do something because they are now down 4 of their top 5 corners. Rakestraw won't be back. Terrion Arnold, long time. DJ Reed, who knows? Khalil Dorsey, out a while. He's got a concussion. He's got a shoulder. Not good. With that being said, this defense is playing a ferocious style of football. They're getting to the quarterback. Aiden Hutchinson, 8 pressures yesterday. 8. The pass rush looking good. The offense is the highest scoring offense in the league. Scored over 34 points now in the last 4 weeks. That's pretty good. So, if you can't stop them, outscore them. But the Lions have some work to do at corner, and the next 2 weeks are not going to be a picnic with Patrick Mahomes and Baker Mayfield, who some think is having an MVP season. Tampa Bay looks good. A big win yesterday over the Seahawks. And Baker did some serious damage, throwing for over 330 yards. All right, PFF grades. What did Pro Football Focus think of the Lions' individual performances yesterday in their victory down at the Jungle in Cincinnati? We will tell you about that on a Monday Locked On Lions. Matt Dery with you, and that is coming up next. But first, Locked On Lions are brought to you by our friends at Square, your favorite neighborhood spots run on Square. There are certain businesses that make the neighborhood the neighborhood. They're the places that become an extension of home, whether it's a sports bar dedicated to your team's fan base, a spot with the best wings in town for game day, or that beloved local chain that's been rooted in your community for years. These businesses are what bring people together. When neighborhood businesses thrive, the whole neighborhood thrives, all right? Tons of businesses in our area run on Square that I've seen. Iggy's Eggies, great spot down in Detroit. Detroit Cookie Company, also good. I could go for like an M&M soft, hot cookie, an M&M cookie or a chocolate chip cookie right now from the Detroit Cookie Company, all right? We love those types of places. Square is a proud partner of more than 4 million neighborhood businesses around the world. You can go to square.com/go/LockedOnNFL to learn more. But before you do, go support your favorite neighborhood spot. You'll be happy you did. Square, see you in the neighborhood. And we're also brought to you today by Mazda's moving the game forward for those who believe it's not just about playing the game, it's about redefining it. There are moments that do more than put points on the board. They move crowds, move culture, and keep moving the game forward. This week's moment to move the game forward is simple. If you watched yesterday's game, Lions beat the Bengals, you saw what David Montgomery and his family meant to him. A passing touchdown, a rushing touchdown, but more importantly, his sister, who got into a terrible car accident a year and a half ago and is paralyzed from the neck down and in a wheelchair, got a chance to see her brother play for the first time as an NFL player in person and got high fives. There were Bengals fans giving her a little fist bump after the touchdown run. That is what we're talking about. A positive outlook, moving the game forward. Kudos to David Montgomery and the Montgomery family. When you follow what moves you, the unexpected is only the beginning. And just like there's more to every highlight, there's more to a Mazda vehicle. Mazda, move and be moved. This is a Monday edition of Locked On Lions. Tomorrow, Bradford Banta, the former Lions tight end and long snapper, the former Lions assistant coach, and a part of the Lions squad show, which runs a couple days a week, and also the post-game shows on Sunday. Of course, he's on there with Jake Riepma and Natalie Kerwin. Bradford Banta going to join us tomorrow on the program. We'll talk about what the heck the Lions are going to do at cornerback and what he thinks of this team 5 weeks into the season as the Lions sit at 4-1. All right, as promised, Pro Football Focus grades. How did our boy Giovanni Manu do yesterday? Oh boy, let's start with the defense though. Top 5 and bottom 5 Lion performers from yesterday's 37-24 win over Cincinnati. 5th highest graded Lion on defense yesterday was Roy Lopez, the defensive tackle at 74.0. Alex Anzalone, he of the Gaines Media, he of the poster boy. Gaines Media's own Alex Anzalone, 74.3. Al-Qadim Muhammad continues to play well. 3rd highest grade at 75.5. He played 41 snaps. Aiden Hutchinson has done it again. 91.6 grade, including 8 pressures, a sack, 3 quarterback hits, and 4 hurries. He's having a monster year, man. He is going to get a lot of money. And Jack Campbell, number 1 grade on defense, 92.8. 7 tackle day, 4 assists for the Jack attack. On defense, the 5 lowest Lion defenders grade-wise. DJ Reader, 5th lowest, 62.1. Derek Barnes, 60.5. Terrion Arnold, 58.2. Tyler Lacey, 57.6. Trevor Nowaski, 53.3. Those are your bottom 5 Lions. But again, defense played pretty well yesterday in that performance against Jake Browning and the Bengals. By the way, Jake Browning woke up this morning. He threw an interception. On offense, your top 5 performers, 5th best, Jahmyr Gibbs, 76.7. Sam Laporta, 82.8, or as he was called yesterday on Fox by Rob Gronkowski, Sam Laporta. Penei Sewell, 84.4, coming in third, batting third. Amon-Ra St. Brown, second highest grade, 85.6. Highest graded Lion on offense yesterday in their victory over the Bengals. Christian Mahogany at left guard, 85.9. Awesome job by Mahogany. 5th, 5 lowest Lions on offense. Tate Ratledge, 62.4. And again, that's not too bad, 62.4. Jamison Williams, 56.7. At some point this week, we got to do a JMO topic. He's been nowhere to be found, but it's not a bad thing. It's not like he had a bad game against the Browns, but like, I wouldn't say I'm that concerned, but whatever. Ross Dwelly, backup tight end, 51.3. Brock Wright, 47.8. And the lowest graded Lion on offense, no surprise, filling in for Taylor Decker. He played every snap at left tackle yesterday. That's 62 snaps. Giovanni Manu, 42.2. Those are your top 5 and bottom 5 Lions from yesterday's win over the Bengals. I got news for you on Giovanni Manu. He's going to start this week too. I don't see a scenario where Taylor Decker's shoulder is going to be ready for Sunday night. Dan Campbell told the media yesterday that Manu knew earlier in the week that they were going to rest Taylor Decker and that he needs some rest with that shoulder. Could it be multiple weeks? It's possible. Could it be just the 1 week? Also possible. But it sounds like to me, they want to make sure Taylor Decker is not out there and the shoulder is not repaired. So if he needs a few more weeks, it's possible. Chiefs defense is pretty good. So we shall see. Special teams, by the way, I got to give them some love. Dave Phipp and that crew have done a really good job over the last couple of weeks. You remember 2 weeks ago against Cleveland, Khalif Raymond returned a punt for a touchdown. They mic'd up Dan Campbell during that game, and he went crazy about Dave Phipp. He's like, all right, Phipp, you got it. He was so excited. The Lions special teams are as good a group as there is in the league. Seriously. You look up and you go, man, we haven't even mentioned the kicker list in weeks. Jake Bates, so solid, so good. Good on kickoffs, good on field goals and extra points. The Lions have found themselves their kicker. Really established that kicker for the first time in the 5 years that Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes have been running the team. Last year he was the guy. Now it's just established, though. What can you say about Jack Fox? 5 inside the 20, couple inside the 10 yesterday. He flips the field, does a good job on holds as well for Bates. And Jack Fox is he's a weapon. He's the punt god. Come on, it's Jack Fox. He's been awesome. I like Jacob Sailors yesterday on kick returns. He returned every one. We didn't see Grant Stewart back there. We saw Sailors, the extra running back, and he's done a really good job on kick returns. Raymond hurt his neck. Dan Campbell saying today it's not serious, which is good. He's been good on punt returns, but the Lions as a whole, covering kicks, returning kicks, the blocking, Isaac Tesla, Trevor Nowaski, guys are down there and aggressive, making special teams tackles. Saw Pat O'Connor down there flying around. Special teams has been really good, and you've got to win in all 3 phases. It is what Dan Campbell always says. Complementary football. Offense complements defense complements the special teams, and all 3 phases are winning. And the Lions are winning. The Lions are winning. Yes, we've got a depleted secondary again. Yes, there's questions about the offense and left tackle and all these things. But guess who just keeps winning? The Lions. That's 4 straight. Next 2 games, not going to be easy at all. Chiefs and Bucks. Not easy. Both primetime games. But you love the way the team's playing. They don't make a lot of mistakes. Not a lot of dumb penalties. They block, they tackle, and they're getting the job done. And special teams to me has been really key. They were terrible in week 1. Started off right away. Start of the game was bad in Green Bay. But man, have they been good the last 4 weeks. All right, when we come back, with all the injuries and everything that goes on with this football team, WSHD, we still have Dan. Dan Campbell has been the one constant. And I know it was the old joke and it was an old bit for years. The one constant in this town, Ford family, Ford ownership, one constant, one constant. There's a new one constant now at the dinner table. And he loves his Monday Starbucks runs. That's the head coach. He's been great. Locked On Lions are brought to you by FanDuel. They got an offer that you do not want to miss when it comes to the NFL. Right now, new customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet, put down $5, and if it hits, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. What do I love about FanDuel? Everything. All right. It gives you so many ways that you want to play. You like player props? They got it. You like parlays? They've got it. What about live lines during the games? Have those too. Makes watching football even more exciting when you've got a little something extra riding on the action. Whether you're a casual fan or you love diving into the stats, FanDuel makes the game day experience so much better. What are you waiting for? Visit FanDuel.com. That's FanDuel.com to download the FanDuel app today and get started. Hey, we know you're out there. We love our everydayers, our listeners that are daily listeners to the podcast, that watch the podcast on Locked On Lions YouTube or listen on Apple or Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. We appreciate all of you. Really do. I was looking at the Apple top 200 for sports. We're in that. It's all because you guys and girls. I appreciate all of you that take the time out to listen, check us out. If you want to be our call of the day, please leave us a voicemail at speakpipe.com/Dery, Dery, podcast page. And you too can be our call of the day. Early shout out and happy birthday later on this week on Thursday. Happy actually to 2 of our listeners. Number 1, Josh Choice. His birthday is on Thursday. He got a Brian Branch jersey from his wife, Michelle. Happy birthday to Josh later on this week. And my guy at work, Edward Shehab. That's right, Edward. Edward listens to like 3 a.m. The guy doesn't sleep. It's his birthday on Saturday. Happy birthday, Edward. Loves his Lions. And he and I actually bonded over Locked On Lions. We met at an event, and he said he listened to the show, and now I work with the guy as he's joined our team over at Financial Architects. So happy birthday. Early birthdays this week to some of our everydayers, Josh and Edward. All right. A lot going on with the Lions. I mentioned it. All right. What are they going to do at corner? What about this? What about that? Decker injured. Terrible week 1. People panicking about the Packer loss. All that stuff that's going on with this team. And yet, like I said before, Dan Campbell is just great. He's great. He's great. All right. There's good coaches in this town. J.B. Bickerstaff. Look what he did with the Pistons last year. He's a winning coach, and he's good. And the Pistons got to be pleased with what they have. A.J. Hinch. I'll be nice. Really good manager. All right. Has even won a World Series other places. I'm going to be nice. But he's good. All right. You can't deny that he's not a good manager. Red Wings, who knows? Who knows, right? But you get my point. But Dan Campbell is different. All this guy has done is taken this downtrodden franchise, a franchise that has been laughed at, mocked forever, decades. He has taken this team to a championship game, NFC championship game. He's won 2 divisions the last 2 years. And Ben Johnson gone to Chicago. Aaron Glenn, that poor guy, gone to New York. Man, the Jets are sorry. That's a sorry franchise. Poor AG. I feel for him. I know it's going to take time. Does he look a little bit over his head at times watching the Jets? He does. But you got to give him time this first year. But those guys left. People panicked. These coordinators, they're just hiring from within. Blah, blah, blah. All these things. Dan Campbell is just a rock. He's a rock. I watched Mike Vrabel last night after the Patriots went into Buffalo and won. I watched Vrabel greet all the players before they went into the locker room last night after the win. He's hugging each and every one of those guys. And all I could think about was that's what Dan Campbell does. Dan Campbell greets his guys before they come in the locker room. Dan Campbell gets a hug from every one of his players. There's not a single player in that locker room that is not on board with what Dan is doing. Dan, he's amazing. And so while we are thinking about and freaking out about the cornerback spot, will they sign somebody? Will they trade for somebody? What are they going to do? Just remember, WHSD or WSHD. We still have Dan. WSHD. We still have Dan. It's like a radio station. WSHD, playing the hits. We still have Dan. Dan Campbell's got this. He'll figure it out. Oh, but the offense won't be as creative without Ben Johnson. How are they going to score points without Ben Johnson? Oh, too cute Johnson. Benedict. All of it. The Lions are the highest scoring team in the league. The Browns, all they talk about in Cleveland, my hometown, is the Browns can't score 20. They get to 17 every week. All the Lions do is score 34 every week. 4 straight weeks, 34 points or more. They still got Dan. So I'm riding with this coach and what he's going to do. He talks about next man up. He talks about getting guys ready, and I think he'll do it. I think they'll figure it out. I really do. Lions and Chiefs, Sunday Night Football. Yes, we will be watching Kansas City tonight and do a little scouting of the 2-2 Chiefs. This has been another installment of a Locked On Lions. Bradford Banta tomorrow on this very program as well. Of course, former Lion, now a part of our network here on the Lions Squad shows. We are back again tomorrow.